Develop speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
And now, Reality Rants with Jason Bermas.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is so good to see you. It is Reality Rants up in this mother trucker. Yeah. Look, I'm feeling good today. I want to be upbeat. I'm going to start the show with something that I loved. I honestly, I hope that it brings laughter and joy to everybody's heart. Because I know that, number one, we focus on some pretty heavy things here. By the way, we're going to focus on some pretty heavy things here today. But we're going to mix them in with some fun stuff. And I saw this last night. And normally I don't click on this stuff, but I think it was Iconic or Gareth Ike or one of those guys that posted it, said it was something fun. And I watched it. And I probably haven't laughed this hard in like less than 3 minutes in a long time. In a long time. Like it's 3 minutes of amazing, especially if it's not set up. Now, being the forever skeptic and cynic that I am, it's almost too hilarious to be off the cuff and real, but maybe it is. And there's so much that it speaks to. It speaks to the social influencer culture, the entitlement culture, the vanity culture that we all live under right now. And if this gentleman is for real, he is just snappy and fantastic. And so we're going to start with that video. If you saw the title and you looked at the thumbnail, you will know, and I want to be really careful when I touch these, okay? I'm going to be real careful because we're going to glove up, especially if you've been with us for a while. We're going to do a card pick-along right here with the INWO full factory set, the one with everything card set, that indeed did predict the future in many ways. Now, some people say, Jason, you're the one that says to have discernment. You're going to talk about a card game predicting the future. Here's the deal, guys. First of all, I've done extensive other videos on this. We've picked through about, I think there's 450 cards. We're starting to, I believe, get to some of the duplicates. I just found out that there's a bunch of counterfeits of this. This is actually signed not by Steve Jackson, but I believe it's Dave Perry, who really came up with the idea and proposed it to Steve Jackson Games and worked on it. And I think he drew up a lot of the cards too, or at least had input with the artists that did draw up the cards, hired him. I watched a big video interview with Steve Jackson and the gentleman together years ago. And what I think is interesting about this, for those that don't know about it, okay, and we're going to come back to it later because I think that what we'll do is about 30 or 40 after, okay? About 30 or 40 after, that's when we're going to start the card pick along. And check everything out, have a good time today. Okay, so I believe this is what from all of the years that it came through, it was like 94 to 95, right? 94 to 95. Now, obviously, this one here resembles the Twin Towers. It's called Terrorist Nuke. There's not a terrorist nuke that happens there. And I would just say this. Look, you already had the 93 World Trade Center bombing. So it wasn't hard to come up with this. But there's another card that has the Pentagon under attack. That one's interesting. Ton of political figures. Reagan, Bush, the Clintons are in this deck. So are people like Noriega and Gaddafi. Okay? Show you some of the other cards here, and then we're going to move on. Some people have said the charismatic leader, you know, because of the blonde hair. That's supposed to be Donnie T, Donald Trump. I'm not so sure. There's Hill Dog, and by the way, she's holding a little leash, and Billy Boy is on that leash in the other card. Of course, there's the epidemic card that some have gone with pandemic as well. And I'll be honest, who knows? Maybe we'll pick a card today will raise my eyebrows, because there were certain ones about Marxism and language that were just spot on. So how was this deck able to predict the future before we move on? Okay. Well, in my opinion, there was already the Bill Coopers of the world at that point. There was actually the Illuminatis set of books. There were people like Anthony Hilder that had the Illuminati albums out there. And it very much was kind of part of the counterculture of the late 70s and early 80s. And Steve Jackson, I believe he's in Texas. I could be wrong. Kind of tapped into that. And by then, even Alex Jones had kind of started up. And look, Alex utilized public television in Austin to really start locally and dominate globally. Okay? So what I think happened with these cards is, you know, a lot of people had been talking about this stuff for years. There were certain predictions made based on popular, quote unquote, conspiracy theories. You know, like that evil Woody Harrelson put out there on Saturday Night Live to poison the minds of millions. How dare you, Woody? Conspiracy theories. By the way, I've got a Woody Harrelson clip. I hadn't realized, maybe in the past I'd realized this or heard this. It didn't run through my mind. I'd heard rumors of it. But we have the clip. We're going to play this too. Woody Harrelson talking about his father being in the CIA. And Woody Harrelson's father, I always remember he's portrayed as a criminal and a murderer and somebody in jail, and it was in the background. And I believe, you know, there's some kind of theory that he may have been involved with the JFK assassination. Weird and wild stuff. Don't know about that. But certainly did find the clip where Woody Harrelson elaborates how he knows his father was in fact trained by the Central Intelligence Agency. Well then, huh? How about that? So that's another clip we're going to play. Okay. I know it's Reality Rants, and we just ranted for the first 8 minutes or so of the show. But now we're going to play some, what I like to call pure gold. Okay, and I may laugh during this. We might have to turn this up a little bit. Luckily, it's captioned. But, and again, maybe this is staged. Maybe this is staged. If it's not staged, it's one of the best things I've seen so far this year, almost 2 months deep. Okay? So let's get to it right now.
Hi guys, so I've just been for my morning run, so I just ran 5k today. So I've been eating healthy, staying hydrated, but it's a bit hard when it's cold these mornings, but...
All right, so let's just start it there. Let's stop it there. We're going to bring it back because it was very low. Now, this, I mean, what are we? We're only 9 seconds deep. And you heard the guy cough in there. It's the morning time. He's just out for his morning walk. He's in a park, and he goes to a bench. And as somebody, again, if you've been following the show for a very long time, I don't do them nearly as much as I used to do them. But I used to do walk and talks all the time in Oneonta, New York, especially when I was walking my dog. Okay, and there would be people that would wave in the background or come in and do something, you know, every once in a while, but you just keep moving on. You do your thing. You don't bother other people. You're in public. You're the one in public. You're the one that has the responsibility to move in a public park. But this individual is so entitled. We get one of the best interactions, okay? The best interactions I've ever seen by somebody who is just deluded from reality, and a guy that just wanted to sit on the park bench he sits on every day. Okay, so let's bring it all the way back.
Hi guys, so I've just been for my morning run, so I've just run 5k today. So I've been eating healthy, staying hydrated, but it's a bit hard when it's colder these mornings, but just 1 second.
And by the way, I can relate with the guy. Like when I get up in the morning and I'm moving around, and you know, he seems like he's an older gentleman. He's coughing a little bit, he's huffing and puffing a little bit. There's some grunts and groans as he sits there just saying.
I'm just filming. So you're just in the shot, that's all. I'm just filming.
Right, this is a bench that I sit on every day. So,
Yeah, but-
you know, there's plenty of room in this park, in the loft.
There
So,
it is, but I'm just
all
asking
you've got to
guys
do is
to-
just ask us to move the camera around then.
I can't move it 'cause it's on a tripod.
It's on a tripod. What is that even? It's on a yeah. You can move the tripod. So this guy's just sitting on the bench and he's like, "What's going on? You want me to move?" Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting for the phone call.
You know what, I can just sit on the bench as
Oh,
well.
it's not all right.
But like, you're on my live stream, everyone can see you.
Well, move. You move then.
I can't move it because I'm on a live stream.
The legs are sitting anyway, so I'm a little bit tired.
Come on, I'm asking you nicely.
I know, yeah, and I'm actually applying nicely.
I'm asking you nicely. He goes, "I know you are. I'm actually saying some nice things back to you. I love it." Oh man, he is replying nicely as well.
It's online now, if everyone can see you.
Oh,
And you don't,
I don't care, so.
you're kind of ruining it all, isn't it?
What, do you mean my face is ruining your
They wanted to
shot?
see me in the shot, not you in the shot.
Behave yourself.
They want to see me in the shot, not you. Behave yourself. I'm going back one for that. That's just amazing.
And you don't,
I don't care, so.
you're kind of ruining it all, isn't it?
What, do you mean my face is ruining your
They wanted
shot?
to see me in the shot, not you in the shot.
Behave yourself.
So they're not wanting to see you sat on the bench.
Well, move then.
Well, that's how much you move.
Oh, I don't want to move.
There was a bench literally up there.
Why didn't you go film from that bench then?
Because I'm already filming here. I was
Yeah,
here before
right.
you were.
Enough said.
Enough said. He's just like, leave me alone. I'm on my phone. I'm sitting on a bench. It's hilarious.
Look, if you don't like the answer, don't ask the question.
Well, I was asking you to be nice, but now I'm kind of telling you. You're in the shot now.
You're telling me?
And it's ruining it a bit for everyone else.
Well,
We're not going to want to see an old man sat on
oh, I'm an old man now. Are you bringing ages into our love?
I'm just
Go
saying
back to school.
that
Go back to school. I'm an old man, huh? This is amazing. This is the best. Oh.
go back to school.
Yeah.
Sorry, who do you think you are?
Oh, you just gotta go at me for the age.
Well, I'm just saying that you're in my shot and I'm trying to film a nice fitness video onto my followers.
Fair.
And it's a
Problem.
live stream, this is live,
Right.
and you're ruining it.
Do you mind?
Well, I do mind, yeah.
Right.
That's the point.
Off your pop. Carry on, then.
Well, I can't carry on while you're in the background.
Why not?
Because you're in the shot, like you can see you.
Yeah.
You're literally in the
Hello.
shot. Yeah.
Guys,
No one wants to see that.
why not? How do you know what
My
people
followers,
want to
I
see?
know what my followers want to
Your
see.
followers?
Yeah,
oh,
because
you're
this is
Jesus
for my
now, eh?
followers.
Your followers. I know what my followers want to see. This is just, I mean, again, I'm trying. This is why, listen, sometimes we got to have some fun. And this just, to me, speaks to the culture of entitlement so much. So much. Okay, guys, and don't worry. I see we got some people tuning in this morning. We will get to the Illuminati One with Everything factory set card pull. I think we still got like, I don't know, 50 to 100 cards to pull it. I mean, this is, yeah, it does feel like Monty Python. I'm reading, it does, because it's got that like British decor, Oh, your followers, you're Jesus now. Arya, it's just too good.
Yeah, the followers that follow my fitness program.
All right,
They're not
okay.
going to want to see you sat there in the door.
And what sort of fitness program is it?
Well, it's following my fitness journey.
Oh, you on a journey?
Yeah, to get fit.
Right, well, I haven't staying long.
It's not fair, is it? Like,
Oh. You're from that snowflake brigade, it's not fair.
It's not fair. I mean, so, you know, she comes over and she gets it and she leaves. Should have done that from the beginning if it was bothering you so much. I mean, this was just, mwah. It could have been set up. I don't know. It definitely could have been, but I really hope that this is somebody that clipped this from this person's live stream because it was just fantastic. By the way, 200 plus watching. Let's get the thumbs up to 100. Let's go, guys. So like I said, we're going to do another 15 minutes of the show right now. Then I'm going to put on my rubber gloves, and we're going to handle those cards. We're going to do that for about a half an hour. We'll go over to premium, redvoicemedia.com/Jason, redvoicemedia.com/uncensored. And I got some news for everybody. I think this is some pretty cool news. Matt Couch is coming over to Red Voice Media. I believe he's going to be launching in the next couple of weeks, which is awesome. Definitely, I believe, before April 1st, which is great. And look, I don't agree with everything Matt Couch puts out there, but I think that he's done some of the seminal work on the Seth Rich case. Obviously, I think that he is better than most on a lot of issues, and I'm really happy he's coming over. It's going to be a noontime show, and I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2 hours. I think it might be 12 to 2 Eastern time. So he's going to be doing that Monday through Thursday, just like myself. And as you guys already know, this was on the Chad Canton I'm Fired Up show, okay? And that show is out there. This is a network, okay? And I want to talk about this for a minute before we play the clip of Woody Harrelson talking about his father being a CIA operative, okay? Red Voice Media is a network. That's awesome. They're behind me. There's a difference between platforms and networks, all right? And this is, again, the first time, guys, in over a decade, well over a decade, all right, since 2010, since somebody has paid me to do a talk radio long-form type show like this. And not only that, with no boundaries whatsoever, right? Obviously, I was paid while I was at not Loose Change, We Are Change with Luke Radowski, right? We were putting out sometimes 4 videos a day, 3 over at the other channel, 1 on the main channel. We were doing the Sunday live stream. But very much, you know, those were shorter pieces. They're in the 10 to 15 minute range. I didn't have full editorial control. Me and Luke obviously don't agree on everything, butted heads on some things. Unfortunate, but just kind of the way it was. And then as the demonetization happened in YouTube, donezo. Okay? This is a network that I haven't seen something build like this since I was at InfoWars. And I know there are things going on behind the scenes right now that are extremely exciting. I mean, studio-wise, which is awesome. And Ray Dietrich is committed to building this thing up. Wow. I don't know how I got this. Maybe, I mean, I guess it's from, you know, first of all, it's a lot of who you know. You know, I have to obviously really thank my girlfriend, Alicia Pout, also on the network, also doing great work with the January 6th stuff. And by the way, I do want to just quickly, since I just did mention January 6th, Ford Fisher, who I also enjoy a lot of Ford's work because it's just baseline work, has put out a really great thread, huge video thread, where all this raw footage from January 6th that was previously unavailable or only available in very low quality, and we want as high quality as possible. You can now watch that, as much raw footage as possible. Okay, but Alicia reached out to Ray, and you know, I remember the first time I had a conversation with him. I'm like, wow, this guy seems to get it, and we're having not only a good conversation about what was going on in the world, what I'd like to do, but also mixed martial arts, quite frankly. And anybody I can talk with about MMA, that makes me smile ear to ear. Okay, after the show, I'm going to shoot promos with Pat Miletich and Jens Pulver for the upcoming Caged Aggression event. Now in about 3 weeks' time. Very exciting. Very lucky. Blessed. I'm blessed. But, you know, the difference between a platform and a network is like Rockfin, for instance. I know a lot of you guys still support me over at Rockfin. Awesome. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that as well. That's a platform. You know, that's a platform that I think is great, but there's been a limit to the amount of growth I've seen over the past 12 to 24 months. There were certain things that Rockfin did, which I think were tremendous and still are better than some of the competition, like Rumble. I don't know why I can't tip on videos on Rumble yet. What's going on there? That tips at Rumble and super super chat equivalents at Rumble would be huge, and somehow they're not implementing them. And a large revenue generator, but it's not there. It's odd. Okay, Rockfin was able to do that, but since that there hasn't been a lot of growth. They've talked about a Rockfin block, et cetera, but there was really no way to, I guess, put money behind it. Red Voice Media is putting their money where their mouth is. It's not easy. I mean, we're not rolling around with $50 million Steven Crowder contracts or Daily Wire money or Jordan Peterson money or PragerU money or Turning Point USA money or Blaze money. You know? And to an extent, a lot of that stuff, they're doing good work. They are. Some of those people are doing it. Alex Stein, you know, love him, hate him, somewhere in between. Some of the stuff Alex Stein is doing is fantastic. And some of it's, you know, performance art, sure, but it's hilarious. It's performance art up to the par of what we just saw over there. And like recently, he put Alan Dershowitz on the spot about Epstein. Hardcore. Good. We need more of that. But what I see Red Voice Media directly doing is saying, all right, let's build this thing. Let's go. And adding Matt Couch is huge. And I'm sure there's going to be more additions that we're going to be talking about. Again, Matt, I already reached out to you. Come on the show. Let's talk about your new show. I'd love to get your introspection on Hirsch's revelations about the pipeline. Obviously, his recorded phone call about Seth Rich, where the Seth Rich case is, what the final word on that case is, in your opinion, and so much more. But that's going to be fun stuff. All right. Again, 8 minutes. We'll put on the gloves. And we'll get to the Illuminati, New World Order, one with everything factory set. Legendary Steve Jackson games. But I want to go to this clip. Here is Woody Harrelson discussing how his father was, in fact, a CIA operative. Very interesting stuff.
It's fairly well known, if anybody's read anything about you or talked with you, that when you were 7 years old, your father went off to prison, convicted of murder. Tell me how you feel today, what the story is today.
Well, he is in prison right now for the killing of a federal judge. I think that it was not a fair trial, especially because the guy who supposedly hired my father to commit the murder was later acquitted on a retrial.
Woody, do you think your father is innocent of that second murder? That's what I've heard.
I'm not saying my father's a saint, but I think he's innocent of that, yeah.
Are you trying to have the case opened up, trying to have it investigated, trying to set him free?
Well, let's put it this way. I haven't given up hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said once that you thought that your father was a CIA operative. Yes?
I mean, he's like Barbara. Listen, Barbara Walters, who passed this year, who was an originator of The View, which morphed into something completely different. Okay? She used to have, I mean, we've played the schlop Sean slap Barbara. It turns into something else, doesn't it? But, I mean, you look at Woody's face. This goes on for another 20 seconds. Let's bring it back. You know, he's already kind of uncomfortable talking about this. But he's like, yeah, no, CIA, for real.
You said once that you thought that your father was a CIA operative. Yes?
Yeah, he was.
How do you know? What proof?
See, I shouldn't get into this right now.
Okay.
This is where we're going to get into trouble.
But this is something that you feel and that you're trying to work on?
Oh, I know it's true, but, you know.
Does it make a difference?
That he was trained by the CIA? Yeah, I think it makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes a difference that my dad was a CIA, what seems to be some kind of a contract hitman. Wow. How about that? All right, we're only 5 minutes away from the card pick-along. I want to hit a couple more stories before we do that. Also, I've got a clip I want to play where 10 months ago, Cleveland, the mayor of Cleveland and the mainstream media were lauding the fact that Cleveland, Ohio could become the first 15-minute city. And now, if you talk about 15-minute cities, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're a nutty person. No, you just started saying, hey, wait a minute. You're trying to regiment everybody's movement. This is obviously part of a larger plan. And that larger plan we've shown you is WEF approved. What do you want to keep after the pandemic? Let's utilize NASA technology. All right? And they talked about these 15-minute spaces, and everybody's going to walk there. And boy, the guy that's pushing it in the news clip, it's ridiculous. So we're going to play those clips as well. Perhaps we'll play those after we do some card picking. Maybe that's going to be on the other side. I wanted to talk about this story real quick. I'm not going to play the video, by the way, because I don't want to hear a kid reading this stuff. You notice I got 20 seconds in, and I was so uncomfortable. I knew I wasn't going to download this clip and play it or play it from the browser. But that's an 11-year-old boy. I believe he's in 6th grade. Okay, just about as old as I was when I was in 6th grade. And he's reading some sexually repugnant stuff, in my opinion. You know, it doesn't have a place in a middle school library at all, ever. Zero. Okay? Again, I'm not here to slut shame or kink shame or whatever bullshit you want to put up with. Okay? That stuff is for adults. It's not for kids. You do your thing as an adult. I can't play this video because I don't want to talk about 11-year-olds and their sexualization at all. At all. Nope. I might as well I don't usually I just saw a comment over in the chat over at the YouTube end of it. And I feel like I'm going to address it quick. Why not? We do it live. You never know when you're going to get through. Someone's saying General Flynn started the Q stuff. No, he didn't. It's not even close. Okay? First of all, not that I've spent extensive time with Flynn. I've met Flynn. We're going to get Flynn on the program. That is nowhere where that stuff started or was rooted at all. At all. You can do the research. I've done the research. Okay, more than likely, you had it start at DEF CON and then utilized by trolls like Brower and others. Okay, 8chan, 4chan, and then into the documentary series on the Watkinses, and that whole portion of Q is probably true. Did those guys lean into it and try to utilize it to their advantage? Absolutely. But it seems to be a hoax started out via DEF CON connected to the Shadowbox network. In fact, that's something we could talk about with Matt Couch. Okay, General Flynn had nothing to do with it at all. Did he do the stupid where we go one, where we go all thing? Yeah. Yeah, in his backyard. Yeah. Again, I think that, he's talked extensively how he believes it's a psychological operation, how there is no plan to trust, how that's not a reality. Okay? And anybody who believes in hopium, you might as well just be waiting for Elon Muskernuts' next tweet. Like, that's the world you live in. When I go through my Twitter feed, I follow, many of people that love the Elon, and now the feed gives you the likes. I follow Elon as well. Not full disclosure, okay? So you look at this, me. All right, time to sleep for work. Again, he runs every company. There's SpaceX news on top of it right now. And these 13 things you didn't know about SpongeBob SquarePants could do. Me. Well. Then let's find out. Now you've got to... Do you think this guy's memeing all night? He's got SpaceX launches that are being delayed. He runs it all. He runs Twitter, and he runs SpaceX, and he runs Tesla, and he runs the Boring Company, and he runs Neuralink, and he's got all the time in the world to post memes. What the hell is going on in our world? All right. Without further ado, we almost got 300 people. Can we get 150 people over there? Let's get this over here watching, and we are going to do the card pulls. Are we ready? Are we ready? Yeah. Oh, I haven't put on a set of latex gloves in a long time. They're going, Jason, this is over the top. We don't want the human hand oils on these things. It's a true collector's item. I actually have a unopened set. This one was sort of unopened in the sense that we tore the plastic off of it live. But the plastic was already somewhat torn. God damn it. Was already torn open so that the gentleman, we got a ripped glove, but we're going to go with it. The gentleman here could sign it. So that part was already ripped open. As you can see, still in pretty damn good shape for how old this thing is. It's got that much wear. I've seen some of these that also have way worse wear, but that same wear, it's even got the kind of card indentation. You can see you see how long that is? That's how long this thing stayed sealed. Card indentation on both. That should tell you something. All right, let me see. All right, let's see what we got here. We've done all those. Boom. Boom. Where is it? Have a little marker, guys. There it is. There is that marker. Oh, we got a few. So, man, sorry, guys. We do it live. Okay. There we go. We're going to pull these one at a time. Got a nice little breaker. Let's see what we got. Okay. Well, we used a picture of that for the thumbnail. All right. Cover-ups. There we go. It's the cover-up card. Bam. What's it say? Play this card anytime a secret group has been successfully attacked. That attack becomes a failure. It requires an action from another secret group or your Illuminati. Bum, bum, bum. And here you see, back in the day, obviously there's a fire, but you got documents, you got a little disc, all that stuff. Dunzo. Huh. First time I've used this camera on that. It's weird. It gives you that little dancing on it. Nothing green on that one. All right. Next card. Looks like it's the weak link. It's the old assassination. It's what they accuse Woody's father of doing, getting rid of those weak links. You see this stuff all over. The enemy treasure was well guarded, so you studied the keepers and found one with a fatal weakness. Okay? So this is a resource, artifact, or gadget owned by a rival that is destroyed. Then discard the card. Okay? So there you go, a little assassination action on the Illuminati cards. Let's get to the next one. Oh, I haven't seen this one yet. Well, that's an interesting card. It's Hex. Play this card at any time except during a privileged attack. A magic resource controlled by a rival is destroyed. So this is a Sam Smith card. It's really a pretty, I don't know much about Hex, I guess, and that revelation, but there you go. There it is. Hex. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's continue on. Sam Smith. Can we get 150 thumbs? Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. All right, this is the Cover of Darkness card, and we have what appears to be some kind of a surveillance van or abduction van, and it says F Nord on it. Let's read the card. Okay, let's get to that. The schedule was tight, but they made the switch with minutes to spare. Their van was several blocks away, and the red glow grew behind them, and the screaming started. Their precious target was safe. So it looks like this is a, maybe even a car bomb or some kind of card where they get in there. F Nord, under the cover of darkness, covert actions. Okay, let's continue on. We got plenty of these to do today, guys. Haven't done this in a while. All right, what do we got? Hidden influence. Oh. The group of your choice now has global power equal to its regular power. Okay, link this card to the group. So, as you can see, hidden influence. And they got the nice judge there with his gavel in the shadow of somebody behind that judge. Huh? Hidden influence. Maybe that, I don't know, fortified an election, got behind judges that said that people didn't have standing and there was no need to look at the evidence of, I don't know, a presidential election? I don't know, maybe. All right, let's continue on. Media connections. Oh, yeah. There's the scumbag media guy. They're the best. We love the mainstream media. They rock. Okay. Let's see. The group of your choice becomes a media group, if it was not already one, with global power equal to its regular power. Link this card to the group. So you're just taking it over. You are the media. Remember when Woody Harrelson talked about those big drug cartels taking control of the media and the politicians? Weird. All right, next card. All right, goal, up against the wall. And this is a rather dystopic card. I don't know. This looks like what we're looking at is going to be an assassination of an individual. You've got what appears to be the shadow of somebody below and the shadow of them over them. And you know what that means, up against the wall. Yikes. Destroy government groups and control violent groups in any of the following combinations. So, yeah, sure appears to be some kind of a dystopic execution style card. Illuminati, New World Order. Okay. Rewriting history. By the way, I picked up 2 new dictionaries yesterday, really thick ones. I believe I got a Webster's and a Heritage. And I am seriously collecting old history books. I am collecting old dictionaries, old encyclopedias, hard copies of knowledge. They are currently rewriting history in front of us, everybody. It's really happening. That's really happening. Let's read this. Anyone alignment of any destroyed group may be retroactively added, removed, or reversed. This can affect any goal which involves destroying a certain number of groups of the same alignment. And basically, the books say, things like history of the world, and then you've got Rome on the ground. So, rewriting history. They'd never do that. Okay. Lets you and him fight. It looks like we got a gang chain. In fact, this might be Corn Pop. Guys, Corn Pop was a bad dude, and remember, he had a chain. So this could be Corn Poppington right here. You instigate a feud among the agents of the enemy, and they obligingly eliminate each other. Pick a rival and draw 2 groups randomly from the hand. There you go. I mean, Corn Pop could be involved. Man, got this itch under my nose. It's killing me. All right, so let's keep on keeping on. Illuminati. The cards that predicted the future. Logic bomb. Boom. Let's blow up that computy. It's an old school computy. It's a 90s computy. Pick one rival. You may look at all his hidden plot cards and choose one to take for yourself, but you must expose that card. Oh, the hidden plots. So logic bomb. Boom. Let's move it on. Sabotage. We got somebody just taking a bat to something. I'll tell you what. You talk about that Pemex story. You know, I watched Tucker Carlson last night. Okay? And the Tuckins started talking about the fact that you had 3 separate Pemex stations, some in Mexico, one in Texas, that just all of a sudden were on fire. You know, a little coinkydink. But no. We can't talk about sabotage. I'm sure there's no sabotage out there. Use this card when a rival plays a group for an automatic takeover. He must return to that group to his hand. He cannot make an automatic takeover on that turn. Nice. All right, we're doing it. Illuminati style. Gloved up. 18.5-minute gap. Oh, people are going to love this one. So this is editing film footage. You know, back in the day when computers didn't, edit movies, when everything was done by hand, the days of the Zapruder film and such, we still had little gaps and accusations of editing. And there are some people that say that the Zapruder film itself that was released is edited. Maybe. Missing frames. There's talk of people being added in. There's talk of the car actually not only slowing down, but actually coming to a complete halt as Kennedy was shot in the head. Just saying, guys. 18.5-minute gap. Play this card immediately after someone else plays a plot card. That card is canceled but not discarded. Instead, add it to your own hand. So we'll just edit it. All right. Next card. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Remember, we're about 18 minutes away from going to the uncensored portion of the broadcast. Now, I had somebody in the comment section. Usually this show is. We do the stories, in my opinion, that I think are important. I like to give larger context. I like to go into history. I think we're different than just about any other alternative media show out there. And I do think that the stuff that we cover is really important. That's why we give it all away. That's why if you don't want to pay, you can come over to Podbean and listen for free. Okay, that's part. Again, this is a network, and they're kicking Arnis, and I love that. And every 2 weeks, the video, even if you don't want to pay for it, goes free also over at redvoicemedia.com. Awesome. Thank you. So, look, we are giving it away for free. So it's going to be tough because you won't be able to see the cards that I'm pulling. You'll be able to listen to me talk about those cards. Not as effectual. All right? I'm just saying. redvoicemedia.com/Jason. That usually doesn't work with most of the stories we cover. Usually we're not just pulling cards here. Okay. The first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers. I am not advocating killing all the lawyers, but we have also talked about how the term lawyer is synonymous with liar. That's reality. Okay? So you have justice, which is blind, pulling up their mask so they can see, and assassinating a lawyer who has a suitcase full of money. There it is. So That's what we got there. Justice killing lawyers. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. All right, let's pull the next card. Oh, the old Eat the Rich card. Yes, we're going to eat the rich. Aerosmith song, old saying. The real rich are going to get away with it. Maybe some lower level people get sacrificed. No one's eating a Rothschild or a Rockefeller. I promise you. Okay? Carefully orchestrating the media, you create an insane groundswell of anger, blaming the wealthy and powerful for everything. Oh, yeah. And then we come together and eat the rich. The little guy takes over the media. I mean, I guess that's the plot of the game, is you're trying to become as powerful as possible, depending on which groups you're in. All right. Let's get it. Counter-revolution. There is the counter-revolution card. And I've always said, if we have any kind of a revolution in this country, I think we're doomed. If we have any kind of a civil war in this country, I think we're doomed. I think that we need a reformation of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. I think that we do need large-scale arrests and trials, and then we need to break up the executive within the executive and restore checks and balances. Wow! Imagine that. Get rid of this born classified bullshit. All right? So here you go. It's the counter-revolution, and you seem to just have some guy on the street versus the military. He's not faring well with his handgun, is he? No, he's taking a duffing to the facing. Just saying. The old face duff. All right, let's keep on going. Goal. Power for its own sake. I have the power. We got the ring. We got what appears to be some kind of like badass lightning power coming off of whatever they're holding. Okay. Control groups with a total power of 50, including your Illuminati group. So yes, power. Let's keep going down the line. And that's the thing. You know, we started the show talking about how some of these cards predicted the future, but so many of them are kind of just baseline interpretations and of such things that were around back then. That's real. And that's what we have to. Nice idea. It's mine now. So somebody stealing intellectual property goes on all the time, continues to go on all the time. This card may be used on any rival who has an exposed goal card. It may be used only on your turn and requires an action from your Illuminati group. Illuminati. So there you go, stealing intellectual property. Lovely. Great. Grand. All right, next card. The Plague of Demons. I actually love this card. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of these for the first time, and this one seems to have the person who drew it. They got their little their tag in the corner. But the Plague of Demons, guess where they are? The Capitol. So we've got some purple bat-like gargoyle demons over at the Capitol. Disaster! This is an instant attack to destroy any place except a huge one. You may spend an action from a magic group. The power of the attack is 10. So here you go. Demon attack on DC. Talk about swamp creatures, huh? This is it. Oh, is that? Yep. All right. Keep going down the line. Can we get 200 thumbs up, by the way? Ah, yes. Oh, hey. This very relative card here. Very relative card with the IRS expanding and old Biden getting all 80,000 more agents, $600 transactions. It's the New World Order tax reform card. And as you can see, you have a nice little guillotine. You know, we just had the Capitol and everybody, where's Mike Pence? Where's Pence? And by the way, it's kind of tough to see on this camera. But yes, those are 3 heads on spikes next to the guillotine. So tax reform in the New World Order. If they get their CBDCs, that's exactly what that will be. In other words, tax increase. No governments ever took its hand out of the pocket unless it had hold of your wallet. The IRS can now tax one plot card from each player at the beginning of its own turn, taking the top card from their deck. Plus, the IRS gets a plus 10 in all defenses while this card is in effect. So basically, the IRS getting a lot of power in the New World Order. No kidding. And that's the thing. Even with any kind of financial collapse, if you owe them money, they're still going to come after you. Okay? Even they bring in CBDC, they don't care. This has been a political tool for a very long, long time publicly. Putting it out there. Okay. Next card. The diesel engine. It's a new diesel. Okay, play this card at any time to make any gadget resource run backwards, destroying itself. So this is a killer thing. This is the reverse. Its owner must discard it. So basically this is a destroyer, and it's a fun little gadget. Almost looks like a Doom BFG type gun with a satellite thing on the top. So there's the diesel engine. This is a destroyer of tech. All right, let's continue on. Illuminati New World Order, one with everything. The one with everything. Bum, bum, bum. And there's the signature on it right there. Very rare, folks. Very rare. All right, we just did this one, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. Oh, the good old Senate Investigating Committee. Now ask yourself, have any of these investigations been fruitful in any way? Or have they been large-scale whitewashes and cover-ups? Have they been witch hunts as well? Have they been political tools? It's exactly what they've been. Play this card at the beginning of any other player's turn. He may draw cards and place action tokens, but can do nothing else. This card requires the action of a government group with the power of at least 5. It cannot affect the Discordians, whoever they are. It's one of the groups, I guess. Okay? So, and by the way, the guy is in the middle, has a girly magazine that says Bimbo on it. Shows you what a joke the Senate investigations are. No player can be hit by more than one Senate investigating committee in a single game. If someone tries a second time, the card has no effect and it is discarded. You get one shot from their government action with the Senate investigating committee. All right. This is the last card of that stack. Don't worry, guys. We got plenty more that we can pull and we will pull. Going over to redvoicemedia.com/Jason, redvoicemedia.com/uncensored on the other side. I'll take a break from these when we go over to the other side, get into the 15-minute NASA stuff really quick, and then we're going to come back to these as well, okay? This is Time Warp. Let's try that again, shall we? And I guess this is you can manipulate time. Ooh. Ooh. All right. About 7 minutes left in the program. Again, this is a network. We need your support. And Spending Switch is really a part of this network. And it's a way where you can help support all of Red Voice Media and, you know, get things without supporting, I don't know, total and complete techno-fascism, total and complete globalization. So here we go. We're going to play this little commercial, and hopefully you guys will get involved with some Spending Switch.
Are you sick and tired of hearing companies you purchase from constantly pushing their woke politics on you? Stop spending money with companies that hate you. Make the Spending Switch. Spending Switch only works with based companies who love America. We are adding new vendors often, and our vendors will never allow your hard-earned money to be spent against your way of life. Check us out for the best in survival food, preparedness, heirloom seeds, apparel, coffee, and much more. Go to SpendingSwitch.com. Again, that's SpendingSwitch.com.
So there it is, SpendingSwitch.com. Great way to support the broadcast. 6 minutes away from premium. And I think, what we'll do here is we'll play the Cleveland 15-minute city clip. And we'll break a little of it down before we go to the other side.
Mayor Bibb introduced the idea of being the first 15-minute city in the United States. He did this in his State of the City address last night.
The urban planning model is new, but city planners told our Sarah Shookman the time is now to tap into federal dollars to address some of Cleveland's deeper problems.
Imagine a Cleveland where everything you need is less than 15 minutes away.
It's this ideal planning framework where human needs and desires are accessible within a 15-minute walk, bicycle.
Who are these people? Look at this guy. Look how he's dressed. I'm sorry. I mean, is it cold outside? Maybe it is. It's like 10 months ago, where we're talking May. Probably not that cold outside. No reason for the long sleeves. Look how he talks. I'm sorry. Look at it. I hate talking about people's physical appearance, but his face is all gaunt, and he's going to talk about equitable food and social justice and how great these 15-minute cities are going to be.
It is less than 15 minutes away.
It's this ideal planning framework where human needs and desires are accessible within a 15-minute walk, bicycle ride, or transit trip. And that's really what we're striving for in this new planning model.
City planner Matt Moss says it doesn't have to be a dream. Instead of a concrete jungle where people work and separate places where people live, in a 15-minute city, everything is closer.
It's starting out with the city we have now, and then asking residents how they might want their community to grow or change in ways that, again, make things more accessible or provide them with more opportunities to access the things they want to get to in their day-to-day lives.
So it's all, positivity. But I love how they say just want to change. Oh, they're just going to change it. Oh, okay. All right, sounds good.
First, planners are making a list of what's there, things like grocery stores, parks, schools, but also workplaces. In some neighborhoods, it's more quality that's lacking due to busted sidewalks or lack of bike lanes or bus stops. In others, whether it's green space or food justice, they're lacking altogether.
Green space or food justice?
Problem isn't that we just don't have a store. It's sort of like, well, why don't we have a store? And we need to dig under and get at the roots of that problem.
Case Western professor Darcy Friedman directs the Swetland Center for Environmental Health. Her research has shown addressing nutrition equity can start a strategy of change.
And again, this is 10 months ago. Everybody's still El Masker dude. That should tell you something about these people.
Because unless people have the ability to eat a healthy, nutritious meal every day, I don't know how we can talk about people being prepared to, go into our education systems or get the best job available for them.
Well, yeah, I'm just wondering, what about 3 healthy meals a day? Is that just off the table? 1 healthy meal? What is going on?
Along with building, the city says changes to zoning restrictions and development incentives are likely necessary. Friedman urges community members to make sure they're at the table.
Not just asking, demanding to say, where is the space for us to inform what this looks like?
So in other words, we're demanding eminent domain over your lives so we can institute the slavery we desire.
Those opportunities for participation are coming, the city says, noting that the payoff here is a greener, more sustainable city with more solidarity between neighbors. But let's be real, this change will not happen overnight. Laura, city planners say the timing is right, though, with funding from federal infrastructure bill and some other sources, and we will keep you updated as to how we can all weigh in. All right.
Let me translate that. Money is coming forward to promote sustainability, which is your standard of living plummeting, under a techno-fascistic social credit store carbon-based system where you'll have to have solidarity or we'll shut you off. That's what that means. Okay. With that being said, we're about to go over. I'm going to give the flag over to the producer. We're going over to that second hour. So one by one, we're going to say goodbye to you. But now on the other side, I'm going to play the World Economic Forum clip that was getting you ready for these 15-minute cities, telling you that we needed to keep things from the pandemic. And don't worry, we have NASA technology to enslave you, because you can keep wearing the masks for the rest of your life. Facial recognition, no big deal. We'll just get your heartbeat. Internet of Body style. Just saying. So, with that being said, Rockfin, I absolutely love you guys. We will see you later on. YouTube, you know the drill. We're here Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. That's how we do. That's how we do's it over at